Testing. Can everyone hear me clearly? Hey, just testing to ensure that everyone is able to hear me nice and clearly. Hey Amilu, hey Rhino, hey Amar, hey David, nice to see you too. All right, a couple of very familiar names here. Right, good to see you. Right, I hope no one was a Manchester United supporter, right? And I regret the decision watching the Liverpool match. It was so painful. All right. Okay, good stuff, man. Good stuff. And just saying, a couple of you guys streaming, right? And just checking, make sure everything's right. Yeah, got pre-market analysis, got DXY over here, right? We got presentations over here. I just to make sure I have everything in place. This here. We got Forex Factory. We got the Forex Factory calendar here. All right. Okay, good stuff, man. Hey Leandro, hey Mad Maniac. All right, hey Christian. All right, already have a request from Amar for WTI. Okay, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let's begin today's session, guys. Thanks for tuning in for today's session. Right, it's our second pre-market live analysis. Right, so for those of you guys who are here for the first time, right, this is we do this every Sunday or Monday, depending where you are. So it's Sunday 9 p.m. GMT. So the ideal time is when, whether you're in London or you're in Europe, right? London or Europe, if you are tuning in, right, just after your dinner, just before you sleep, right? If the missus gives you time to kind of look at the markets, right, that's the ideal time, right? And then of course we have the people in Australia, in Sydney, where it should be about 8 a.m. for them. So it's also a really good time to look at the markets, right, just before it opens. All right. Now, of course, if you are in Singapore or you're in the other parts of Asia, right, it's about 5 a.m. now. Right? So a little bit more unearthly timing, but still it's a great timing right before the market begins. Right. Last week, I think we had a 100% hit rate. We got a very, very good bunch of analysis last week. I'm going to try to take a little bit more time today to review what we did previously and then update you guys on what I expect to see for the week ahead. All right. Hey Nick, nice to see you. Do I always get up this early? No, I don't always get up this early, right? But this will be a recurring thing every Sunday or Monday morning, right? Rather Sunday 9 p.m. GMT. So you can expect to see me here, right? It's a special request from IC Markets for me to prepare you guys for the week ahead. So yeah, it's mostly gonna be me for next couple of months, right? Hey Imat, nice to see you tune in. Right, Ephraim from Florida, nice to see you tune in. I'm built different. I think since I had a kid, right, I would say in based Singapore, right, these unearthly hours, I seem to be better able to. It seems more normal to me since I have a kid, right? It's like 5 a.m. All right, man. I kind of wake up with that. I kind of wake up at the time all the time. Right, so yeah, it's Ayana from the Virgin Islands, nice, man. Predator FX, we're going to look at all the majors, right? We're going to look at commodities, gold, oil. We're going to look at if your time zone indices and DXY, right? And of course, with a little bit more time, we can look at some crosses. I think we look at Cat Frank and a few last week. All right. Okay, Angel, nice to see you tuning from Switzerland. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Right. If you guys can just drop me, just feel free to send messages in the YouTube chat, right? And of course, before we begin, if I might ask you guys before I forget, right, help me smash the like button, right? It helps us. It helps us on the YouTube algorithm, rank higher in the live streams and videos, right? Really appreciate the help. Yeah, I really appreciate the likes from there, right? Okay, Mando, nice to see you. Joel, nice to see you too, right? UK, that's London, that's perfect, right? That's like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. for you guys. Really good timing, right? Really good timing, right? Just gonna sleep, right? Can look at the markets before you go to sleep. That's great stuff, man. Diana, nice to see you tuned in too, right? If you're from Perth, it's probably about 5 a.m. But if you're from Switzerland, it's about 8 a.m. I think, right? Good stuff, man. Good stuff, Mando. Now let's begin today's session. Don't keep the for those of you guys who are up really early, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. I encourage you guys to do ask questions throughout today's session, right? So that I have a chance to answer them right away, right? If you're with me in last week's session, right, I think we had a really great start to our pre-market live analysis. Yeah, really good calls throughout the week. And yeah, Ifyani, nice to see you again, man. I am Predator FX, South Africa, 1 p.m. Sunday. Yeah. All right, Zlato, good evening. All right, let's begin. All right, remember, guys, disclaimer: everything in this webinar is educational in nature, so nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. Please do your own little due diligence before you guys trade. All right, now. The agenda today, we're going to look at a few key news events, right? Now, of course, we're going to look at analysis on majors, right? And then, of course, you have custom requests at the end of it. I might mix up the key news events with maybe a couple of the earlier calls we did last week, right? And just to help you, I feel like it's very important to be accountable, right? So you guys can know that, hey, what did we call last week, right? What do we call, how did it play out this throughout the week? And what we're looking for the week ahead, right? It's not a new analysis every week, right? Proper analysis is that, yes, you need to see what you did previously, see how accurate you were, right? And then if you're wrong, how you can improve. If you're right, then how we can take advantage of it, okay? And for those of you guys who are here for the first time, right? Introducing your host for today, right? For those of you guys who have not seen me before, my name is Desmond Leong. Right, so I run the award-winning research firm, Everest Fortune Group, and also the Forex Army. Right, finalists for 2019, 2020, and 2021 for best FX research and best equity research. Usually work the major financial institutions to forecast where the markets are heading. And we have a special partnership with IC Markets, where we are bringing you guys the good stuff, the juicy stuff, the stuff that take a trading to the next level. Right. Yes. I think I see a question from Yaya, the Forex Army. Yeah. Best right technical indicators. Oh yeah. I saw your message. Yeah, give me some time, man. Right. There's been some changes in the office. Right. So a little bit harder for me to get to some of the emails that you have. Right. But yeah, I saw it. Let me get to it sometime this week. Probably tomorrow. Okay. Probably today. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys want to find me on Instagram? You can find me at Comfy Desmond. Yeah. Otherwise, yes, the forexsummary.com. I have built some indicators there. I will be refreshing the MD4 indicators with MT5 and the manual authentication with the automatic authentication. That is done, right? Just don't have the time to upload it. Right? Hopefully this week we got some time to do that. All right. Now let's begin today's session. Okay. A few key. Let me see if I can pull it out over here. For those of you guys who look at news events, all right, I'm just going to really, I wouldn't say skim through, but looking at a few of the key news events over here, all right, and just going to share with you what happens, right? Okay, you see over here, for example, Monday, first thing, right, we're going to expect the Frank, right, CPI month to month, right? The key thing to the focus here is the where is it? Is the previous one and the forecast. Of course, what really the big thing that will move the markets is what happens when the actual result is released and how much it differs with the forecast. All right, because this release will show the price changes of goods. Yeah, a CPI is really basically the price change of goods and services in Switzerland. Which could impact. The important thing here is that it could impact the monetary policy decisions of the Swiss National Bank. Right. So if our forecast is 0.5. If the data that is released on the actual, it is the same as the expectations, the franc will weaken. Okay, that's the first thing I want to let you know. The first key news event that we want to watch out for. Not all news events are important, right? Not all news events are important, but I just want to highlight this to you. Am I using the correct, just let me check what's my GMT time over here. The time looks a little bit off, right? Usually Forex Factory allows me to, tweak up the time a bit. GMT Singapore 5 a.m. is correct. Calendar here. Yeah, that's more like it, right? So I'm referring it based on like the Singapore time, right? So that is later today, right? In about 10 plus hours, 10 hours 20 minutes. Okay. The next thing that we want to look out for. So on Monday, right, is this is a very thin day, right? There aren't that many key news events that you want to look out for. Okay, they're really going to move the market much. So Monday might be slow on the news front, but the important thing to watch out for on Tuesday, two really big news events, right? Of course, the first one is this event here. For those of you guys who trade the AUD, the cash rate and the RBA rate statement. Okay, cash rate and the RBA rate statement. So the RBA is expected to increase rates by 25 basis points, right? So we got currently it's at 3.35%, right? That was correct. People are expecting us to increase the cash rate by 25 basis points. For those of you guys who are not sure what that means, it means 0.25%, right? So it kind of brings it to 3.60% here, right? So the rate statement could provide insights into the current and future monetary policy stance, right? So if the release is as expected, that means the actual release is at 3.6% and it's the same as the forecast at 3.6%, you can expect the AUD to weaken. All right. Of course, at the same time, importantly, there's the RBA rate statement. So you kind of want to watch out for it. All right. So if the testimony, let me just get the release expected correct. Yes. These two things you want to watch out for. The 3.6%, the actual release, is it the same? All right. I forgot what's the next one. Yes, over here. The USD Fed Chair Powell testifies. All right. So the key thing about this thing is that you kind of want to watch out to ensure that whether it can reveal any of more insights into the U.S. federal, rather the Fed's monetary policy outlook. So this is a key thing where you might see the market fluctuate up and down very fast because it doesn't give you this kind of news events. It doesn't give you an actual figure, right off the bat. Like for example, this news event over here, right? People would be looking at it and seeing how it kind of affects the market. So it's a little bit the way the market reacts to this kind of news events is slightly different, right? But it's definitely one that you want to look out for. It's the first big USD news events, right? So it's actually happening on Tuesday. Let me check and make sure that I'm getting all the questions that are coming through. All right, because I only got at home now, right? I don't have as many screens as my office. Hassan, I'll take a look at gold in a bit. If you guys have any special requests, I see Kiwi dollar coming through, right? If you guys have special requests, please send it through, and I will definitely look at it after this. All right. Okay, let's just take a look at this. That's right here. Okay, I'm going to cover to Wednesday first. Okay, then we're going to look at the markets. Okay, Wednesday, I don't think this is that important. The key news event I kind of want to watch out for Wednesday is actually this one here. Bank of Canada rate statement. All right, so it was forecasted at 4.5%. Previously it was 4.5%, right? BOC actually previously indicated for pause in rate hikes, and if this thing really follows through, so they said that it's supposed to pause at 4.5%, but they indicated that it's going to be a pause, right? So we actually hope that follows through, right? So if they really paused it, right, and the results is really 4.5%, the CAD might strengthen just for a small period of time, right? So this is definitely one you kind of want to watch out for, right? So if it's already a 4.5%, take note of it. You should be seeing the CAD strengthen just for that little bit of time. Thursday, no major news events, but let's go into let's take a quick look, right? Let's take a quick look into some of our, just let me get it over here, because I see quite a few requests coming through. Okay, Hassan, let me explain in a bit too. How do I get to it here? Is it here? There we go. Okay, so I always like to start off the analysis with the DXY, the dollar index, right? That kind of forms a little bit of a big overall kind of guidance understanding. I mean, not entirely, as I will show you in a bit, right? So not everything will follow the direction of will have the guiding, will be influenced that much by the DXY. But of course, last week I think this was our analysis last week. Let me see if I have it over here, right? So this was our analysis last week. All right, so our analysis on DXY last week, we highlighted, how do I make it a cinema mode? Right, so we highlighted a very big resistance, 105.55, right, last week, right? And we see that, you know, DXY was actually strengthening a lot last week. It was kind of at the 105.55 level, right? We say that, you know, there's a high chance it might reverse from there towards a 101.12. How it has happened, 105.55, I believe this was our pivot, right? So we can see that, you know, we did forecast for price to kind of have a reversal from here, right? And of course, the great thing was that, yes, you know, price was rising strongly. We had a couple of naysayers who were making quite a bit of noise here, right? Yes, right, yes, you can trade DXY with IC markets, right? And so, yeah, you know, we actually managed to catch the reversal here, meaning that price was rising strongly, right? And of course, it started to reverse over here, right? So you can see that works out very nicely. We do, my forecast for the rest of the week is that, yes, we should be able to see continue to go down, all right? So our analysis is on track, you know, making good. I believe it's doing quite well, all right? We managed to catch the reversal here. The important thing I want to highlight for this, right? Why did I highlight my first resistance over here? Right, it's very simple. Okay, for those of you guys, what I like to do is in these kind of sessions, I like to kind of break it down a little bit on how I found this level, right? Let me just draw this resistance line over here. So this is what we call a, I think I'm gonna put this over here. 5.5, right? Also here. So this is what we call an overlap resistance. It's a magnetic level, right? So I'm not just, what I'll try to do is I don't want to just give you guys the levels, right? I don't want to just give you guys the analysis. I like to really break it down for you to how I found the levels, right? So that in an event where, you know, if the market changes, we're not going to be right all the time, right? But we're right most of the time. For those of you guys who follow us, right, for such a long time, we're right most of the time, right? And if the levels do change, if some things are broken and we need to do a new analysis, I feel like it's important that I equip you guys with the knowledge on how to do it, right? Instead of like say, hey Desmond, what's the latest update? All right, so this is what I call a magnetic level. I'm just going to highlight it over here. This is what I call magnetic level. Why it's called magnetic levels? Because price tends to be attracted to these levels, you see? And every time it is attracted to it, right, it behaves by, you know, bouncing off it, reacting off it, right? So when it was approaching this level last week, we forecasted that there'll be a nice little bit of reaction. Okay, there'll be a nice little bit of reaction, and it has happened, right, quite nicely. But this is the idea that you want to look at, right? It's basically a level where I call it overlap resistance, but yes, price respect these levels many times. Once you kind of find this level, what you want to do next is you want to do the Fibonacci, right? I think you just want to, if you are aware of how Elliott wave works, I did forecast there might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that might go lower. Of course, I don't want to confuse. I don't want to confuse you guys that much with the. I don't want to confuse you guys that much with this Elliott wave analysis, right? We do have a topic on it, right? But it's pretty advanced, right? So I just explained to you that I have seen it. I thought that, you know, there might be a bit of Elliott wave structure here, and of course the 38% retracement over here. This is the part where you fine tune it, right? 38%. I think 38 and 50. 38 and 61. Yeah, probably 30 and 50%. Yeah. So yeah, this part it fine tunes you because you can see that price reacts off the 38%, and we play the move down to here, right? We play the move down to here as the as a first support. So this still remains our view for the week for DXY. We expect it to weaken. And if you want to know how you can actually go one time frame lower, most of my charts are set up this way, right? So I actually have the I'm going to show it to you here. I have the 1 day chart on my left, and on TradingView I have my 4-hour charts on my right. Okay, I repeat that again. I got 1 day charts on my left and I got 4-hour charts on my right. Okay, why do I do that? Right, so it allows me to trade higher time frame and a lower time frame. Right, the moment I bring up my DXY on the 4-hour charts, I will respect the levels that I have found. Okay, so you know the thing about DXY on the 4-hour charts, right? We were calling for price to come all the way down to here, but if you think about it, that might be very, very far away. Okay, the move can be quite far away. So what we do instead is that we actually try to with the 4-hour chart, we can go into a little bit more granular data and seeing, you know, what is happening on the shorter time frame, in this case the 4-hour charts, and play with a little bit more precision, right? So the pre-market analysis we have over here, right, usually we have it for the next 1 week to 2 weeks, right? And it's good enough as a pre-market analysis to give you an idea on like last week at the exact same time over here, I was telling you guys that DXY we should be bearish. Okay, then that forms the bias for the USD strength for the rest of the week. Okay, right, and that helps us position ourselves, whether we're trading the euro dollar, dollar yen, pound dollar, dollar CAD. You know, it helps us position ourselves. Okay, so this is what the pre-market analysis is for, right? Then of course the day, you know, when we start trading, you can check out the IC Markets blog, right? So I think it's icmarkets.com, right? Go to more, go to the IC Markets blog. I'm gonna send you guys the link over here. The fundamental analysis and the technical analysis, I send it every single day, right? So this is the link here. The technical analysis is where I actually share. Is this the link? Yep, this is the link, I think. Let me just copy this. This is the link, right? So this is the link where I will share the daily updates to the technical, to our technical analysis, right? And then of course the fundamental analysis, right? This is the part where I give you the updates on the morning Asia and the Europe forecast every single day. All right. So of course on the technical analysis is where actually they're actually zooming into the 4-hour charts, right? But otherwise, right, I think it's good for you to also the pre-market analysis like today looks at the daily thing. Paul, thank you, lesson did help me determine direction of the market against the US. Very nice, Paul. Right, let's give congratulations to Paul. Right, he has passed his how do I put it here? I thought I would be able to react to I thought I'd be able to like thumbs up a message, right? Can I? No, I can't thumbs up a message. Wait, I'm gonna pin a message here, right? Yep. Congratulations to Paul, right, who has actually passed his phase 1 of his prop trading firm test, right? Good that the analysis helped you, right? And we hope to see you more around here, right? And yes, there's a good practice application to this kind of analysis, right? You don't just what it helps you is that it helps you position yourself for the week ahead, right? I'm glad you passed phase 1. Hopefully you pass phase 2 this round. All right, Imad, I'm glad you managed to get some couple of good trades too, right? Hopefully you get more, right? I mean that you can do a long-term trading, but yeah, you know, I'm a scalper, right? So I do a lot of short-term tradings too, right? But yeah, long-term trades, right, help you, especially if you're trading the 4-hour charts and the daily charts. Usually the news events don't affect you that much because it's a little bit of fluctuations, right? But it really doesn't affect you that much if you're trading on the 4-hour and the 1 day time frame. If you're trading on the 1 hour time frame and below, right, something like the non-farm payroll would really wipe you out, right? Okay, let's go back to what our pre-market analysis. I think the next one we had after our pre-market analysis on DXY was we had euro dollar, I think. What do we forecast for euro dollar? Yeah, I think we are forecasting for euro dollar to bounce above the 1.0478, right? My view on that, 1.0478. Let me just bring up my 1-day chart. Yeah, so 1.0478, yeah, we were forecasting for price to bounce, right? Price did bounce above that level. We still expect prices to go up, right? An important thing to take note of here is that you have noticed that the Ichimoku cloud, right, which I think I highlighted last week too, the Ichimoku cloud, the little green thing that you see over there, you have noticed that price has actually responded to it pretty well. And I really like that, right? I really like that, and I'm hoping that this little bit of a cloud will give it enough momentum to kind of just take itself up to this level this week, right? I'm just going to highlight intermediate resistance level over here. Okay, and this will be my intermediate resistance, meaning that that there's a good chance that it might rise up. Of course, I'm hoping that price would continue anywhere above 1.0478. We should see bullishness, right? But this is the first key risk level that we need to take note of. Price might come here and reverse. Okay, so keep a watch out on this. Okay, right? We have the same bias. We have the same bias on euro dollar that is going to continue to rise, right? We played a bounce above the 38% retracement, which was an overlap support over here. It did bounce up very nicely, right? The second support, which is my favorite support, right, is down here at the 1.0333, right? It's a very, very nice overlap level, right? You can see price bouncing very nicely, reacting very nicely, kind of reacting very nicely over here, right? So this is actually my key support, a key support level to look out for if. So imagine if price, what is our alternative scenario, guys? We need to be prepared for this, especially the non-farm payroll. If price really comes down to here and breaks it, the next key support level that we should look to play a bounce from is here, right? Some people use it for their stop losses, depending if you manage to get in at a good price level. Okay, I still see the key support over here. If price breaks this level, we can change the key support to this to continue to play the move up. Okay, all right. David, yes. I did a webinar on scalping before. Let me see if I can actually pull it out for you. A very, very specific one on scalping. All right, we got a playlist over here. I have the IC Markets webinars. I think it's this one. Scalping. Yeah. One of it is this copy link address, right? So so David, you can take a look at this one, or one that I also did quite well was on this reversals trading strategy where I really dive deeper into it. So these two are the things you can look out for my scalping strategy. All right, now let's so view for euro dollar is going to continue to rise. All right, I already see requests for dollar franc, right, and dollar yen. Okay, so the thing about euro dollar, which you will notice, is that if we were expecting a bounce on euro dollar, right, remember dollar franc, same price scale, you notice that it goes in the opposite direction. One goes up and down, one goes down and up. All right, one goes, you can see over here, one goes up, one goes down, one goes down, one goes up. So dollar franc is negatively correlated with euro dollar. So if I was expecting a bounce on euro dollar, means that I would expect a drop on dollar franc. Last week, I believe I looked at the same thing. So sorry, Kiwi dollar. All right, sorry, I got dollar franc here. So we were calling for a reversal on dollar franc below the, what is this, 9411? Just let me zoom in. Yeah, we're calling for a reversal from dollar franc. I think the levels were not that great, but it was off the 9411 level. I can't remember if I got this one right. Hope I did. Oh, there we did, right? Man, pretty good. Still got it, right? So yeah, we're calling for a reversal of the 9411 level. Dollar franc was rising so sharply, right? So a little bit scary, but yeah, we called for a reversal. As you can see over here, last week we called for a reversal from 9411 as a key level. It has reversed from there, right? So we there's a lot of bearish momentum now. Why do I pick 9411? I just want to highlight it to you guys, right? Is that because of this level over here, right? Again, it's key. I call it overlap resistance, but you're gonna see, price reacts off this level very nicely, reacts off this level, reacts off this level, reacts off this level, reacts off this level. So when price comes to this level, we expect it to react off the level, right? So really, really nice overlap, which is why we picked this as a key resistance level. And in terms of support, we're playing the move down all the way down to here, right? We have noticed that price bounced multiple times from this level, right? Keeps bouncing, keeps bouncing, it keeps bouncing, bouncing, it keeps bouncing and bouncing. So we expect it to come down. We don't, we could expect it to go beyond that, but usually from a week-to-week basis, right, with non-farm payroll this week, I expect it to kind of fluctuate between these levels. It might come all the way down to here, but with this initial reversal from here, I expect dollar franc to continue accelerating downwards. All right, so since I'm going to review this next week, right? Next week, yes, I'm going to review this next week. We should be able to expect prices for dollar franc to continue going down. Okay, now request for dollar yen, right? Dollar yen. What was our analysis? I'm going to give myself timestamps so I know where exactly I stopped for each one. I believe we didn't have much of an analysis on dollar yen because the dollar yen's movement wasn't that nice, right? There we go. Was it here? Yeah, was it dollar yen? Yeah, I think we only highlighted this level. This was the only level we highlighted on dollar yen, right? The 139.27, around the 138 level. Okay, I think. Yeah, the 138, the 139 and the 138 level, right? Exactly over here, right? So we did forecast that price would not break past this level. It has not broken past this level, so that's good for us. The one thing I'm a little bit wary about for dollar yen is that it kind of seems to have made a little bit of this is a bottomish pattern. Looks like price has kind of reversed off there a bit. And technically, from a technical perspective, right, it broke past a 23% retracement. It is now testing the 38%, right? And of course, 30 and 50%, this major resistance levels at the 50%. If we're expecting DXY to weaken, we should be looking for a reversal from here already. Anywhere below 138, right? Anywhere below 138, because you see on DXY, we're already expecting reversal to happen. So technically on dollar yen, right, if the dollar is going to weaken, right, we might be able to see prices drop from here already. Okay, yeah, we might be able to see prices drop on dollar yen, right? So anywhere below this 138, we should be able to expect prices to reverse. I like this 138 level, but I'm not too sure whether price might fluctuate a bit. It might come up a bit, right? Prices might come up a bit before it comes down a bit. Okay, right, so this is at least this is a view on dollar yen. It's not that clear. It's not as clear as everyone else, but yeah, price is right there, with the dollar overall dollar bearishness that we're expecting across the markets. We expect DXY to drop. That means we're expecting euro dollar to bounce up. We're expecting dollar franc to drop, and we're expecting dollar yen to drop. Okay, so it's all lining up pretty nicely there. I saw a request. Before I look at euro franc, I did see a request for Kiwi dollar earlier, right? So I think for Kiwi dollar, it was a very, very is this what we did on Kiwi dollar? There we go. So on Kiwi dollar, I highlighted a risk level, I think, right? That there was potentially a double top, but at the same time, I highlighted a 38% retracement. I'm just seeing if I highlighted Kiwi dollar further down somewhere. Give me a while. All right, just want to make sure I review it correctly for you guys. All right, Kiwi dollar. All right, the key thing. Notice how I started the arrow over here for Kiwi dollar. Right, I did mention that 6149 is a support level that needs to be broken for a double top to be valid. Right, I think for Kiwi dollar 6149. Yeah, 6149 over here, right? 6149 over here, right? So you notice a Kiwi dollar, thankfully, right? Price did not break this level, so it did not trigger the double top for prices to go down. Okay, Why did we say that? Why? So what gave me the knowledge that we might this double top reversal that a lot of people were looking at, right? A lot of people are looking at this double top. What gave me the confidence to not call for it to drop was because of DXY weakness. That means if dollar was going to weaken, so and we would expect bounces on euro dollar, we would technically see a little bit of bounce on Kiwi dollar too. I'm sorry, on Kiwi dollar too, right? Ima, I think I did an analysis on euro dollar already. Right, I was saying that we're expecting a bounce on euro dollar. Not sure if you saw that, right? Yeah, but yeah, we already did euro dollar. I'll be looking at pound dollar, right? I see a request for pound dollar, pound yen, euro yen, Kiwi yen. All right, but Kiwi dollar, right? The key thing that I want to highlight to you guys is that this level over here, right, 6149, which lines up with the 38% Fibonacci retracement, as you can see over here. Right, I can fine tune it to just this level, right? We were actually able to avoid getting faked out on the double top very nicely last week. This was the key level that we're looking at. I'm going to highlight it as the pivot, right? So this level needs to be, this support level needs to be broken to trigger the move down. So I'm going to put 38.61, right? So once the level is broken, then we can expect the move down. Okay, this is a very, very important thing. It's a very, very nice double top, but this level needs to be broken first, right? 6132, right? This level needs to be broken to trigger the move down. Price has crossed the Ichimoku cloud, a little bit of bearishness, as you can see over here. So we could see overall price has continued to like go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, right? But the important thing here is that yes, with the bearish momentum, right, with the double top breakout, it needs to break the 38% before it can drop further. Okay. Okay, just give me a while I explain everything to everyone. The last thing, the Aussie dollar, right? Aussie dollar, I think we forecasted that there was a inverse. Well, is it where's the Aussie dollar forecast? Yeah, Aussie dollar, I did forecast that, you know, now that it broke, there was a head and shoulders reversal. It broke the cloud, it broke the ascending support. You know, we expect it to kind of work its way down to 6614, right? I think it has kind of just paused at the level as expected, you know. Yeah, so these are, we would, if I was trying to trade Aussie dollar is not in as nice a position as Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar has a nice trigger level where if broken, it should continue. You should see a very nice move down. But for Aussie dollar, it's in between a resistance and a support. It isn't at any nice support level now, so it's very, very hard to trade Aussie dollar. Right, between both, my personal take is that I would stay away from Aussie dollar. It's not as clear. I mean, the levels are clear, but you know, in this case, you kind of need price to come all the way up here before reversing, or you know, kind of play down here before you can play a bounce, right? It is in the middle. It's literally in the middle of nowhere, right, for you to take a trade. Okay, see request for gold, and all right. We might skip dollar cat. Did we do anything on dollar cat? Right. I think we did something on dollar cat, right? But let me just move on real quick. We did our analysis on dollar yen, right? Yes. I think I remember people request a pound dollar. The analysis that we did on pound dollar, was it here? Where is it? Yeah, the analysis that we did on pound dollar was that we expected to see a bounce above the 1918. Did I highlight that level correct? So I'm just seeing if I missed pound dollar anywhere else. I will timestamp this so it'll be easier for me to refer to next time, right? So I don't need to be jumping around like this. Pound dollar, yeah, we highlighted a bounce of the 1918, right? Hope I got it right. Yes, there we go. So we got the 1918 support over there, right? So we highlighted that as a support level, right? And price has since bounced pretty nicely over there, right? So yeah, you know, this worked out quite nicely for pound dollar, right? The 23% retracement from here all the way up to here needs to be broken to consider this like this little double top formation and prices to go down, right? So if you're looking at pound dollar, I might, now that it has crossed below the Ichimoku cloud over here on pound dollar, yeah, sorry, just looking at the Maggie, I will answer your question in a bit. Okay, so if we expect this, pound dollar, right, price has crossed below the Ichimoku cloud. Now the key level I'm looking out for, if pound dollar closes, right, the important thing is it closes below the 1918 level over here, we should see price minimally be able to drop down to the 38% retracement, which is this pullback support over here. Okay, so that will kind of form a nice little double top formation. Double top exit potential can go much lower, right? Usually the distance from here to here, right, will come down from distance to here. Okay, but minimally, right, for this week, right, if price really closes below here, we should see a push down to 1630. However, if it bounces, if you want to play the bounce from here, like the 2743 over here, the multiple swing high resistance is the key level that we want to look at, right? We don't need to play beyond that level. Okay, we are very good in calling the pause in prices over here. If DXY is really meant to weaken, then technically we should have a slight bias that pound dollar might be bouncing up here, might be bouncing above the 1918 level. Okay, price is right there. It looks pretty nice. Okay, right. Let's see. What about gold? All right, Junite. Is it you, Junite? Right. Nice to see you. Tune in. Right. So okay, gold. Right, gold. Okay, what do we expect for gold? What did we call for gold rather? Did I get it right? Yeah, so we were calling for a bounce on gold above 1805 to 1786, right? 1805, right? We saw this level exactly, 1805 price bounce. We were forecasting for 1805 to bounce, and it did bounce over 1805, guys. I mean, this is the good stuff, right? It's like giving you guys like a crystal ball into the future, right? And getting calling such moves. You got into this, you should have made a good amount of money, right? Which is what we want to help you achieve here at IC Markets. Okay, I hope I don't lose my crystal ball powers. All right. Okay, for gold, it has bounced up close to our 38% retracement that we wanted. All right. Oh shucks, man, what do I expect on gold now? Give me a while. I'm just going to delete everything over here. Okay, I need a clear mind. I need a clear mind on gold. So we're going to be a big week for gold. Area of interest, my magnetic level is here. Okay, no worries. We will. Maggie, for hawkish, if you don't know what it means, just Google it. All right, just Google it. Okay, hawkish and dovish. Right. The reason I'm going to say that is because some of the simpler definitions we can try to take a look at it. There are really good explanations online on what hawkish and dovish is. First, try to take a look over there, right? While I take some time to really break down this view that we have on gold. Okay. All right. Otherwise, Maggie, on Mondays and Tuesdays, right? Mondays we have our in 24 hours, right? We have not in 24 hours. Yes, no, in 12 hours we have our live market analysis. I just want to share with you guys over here. Oh, cool. Sorry, that's me, right? Okay, I'll go into the matrix if I watch myself. I think we have in 12 hours. No, shucks. Yeah, in 12 hours time, right? We have a live market analysis with Cassandra. Tune in and watch that, right? I try not to do the Monday analysis because it'd be too similar me talking about the daily and then going to the 4 hours with so Cassandra will be doing it in 12 hours. There's a way you can answer that too. Rhino, thank you so much for answering that. Okay, right, thank you so much for answering that. Right, I really love it when you guys help each other out, right? Sometimes when I'm just busy looking at the charts. So for gold, right, this is the key thing I'm looking for, right? Nice reversal from here, Nice big bounce previously, big bounces previously, big reversals previously, right? And of course, a nice little reaction over here. Gold, the clearer move I'm looking at, let's see, I'm guessing it could be a 50% retracement. Yep, 50% retracement on gold. This is the key level I'm looking at for gold, all right? All right, this is the, thank you, Sumi. Yeah, we're really good with our forecast. If you follow it well, you can make good, I mean, you could make, I don't want to say you will, but yeah, you could make good money, right? But yeah, you know, it's, let's see. Really nice, right? I mean, look at this, man. Look at this. We forecasted for price to bounce off 1805, and it really bounced on the dot 1804. You know, and is reaching our target. This level, the pivot level over here, is a key level I'm calling out for. The support level, you know, we can fine tune it to here 1804, 1806, right? This will be the first support level, right? This will be the first support level. I think the clearer move that we can play today. This week is a reversal from 1880. In terms of your potential kind of stop loss kind of placements, right? If you want to keep things really tight, right? You want to keep things really tight. You know, the stop loss can be kept slightly above the 61.8 retracement. Right? Trade management. I did a topic on trade management before, which you can consider, right? When it comes to stop loss placement, all right, always slightly above, always slightly beyond a key resistance, right? Stop loss beyond, take profit before. Right, if those of you who want a little bit more conservative, you can put it slightly higher, right? But I think this, if you really zoom in, the breakout did happen over here. There's a big breakout over here. So if price were to reverse, you know, you come here, we expect it to kind of whipsaw around maybe a bit, you know, fight over here before it comes down. So putting your stop loss over here, it kind of gives it a little bit of breathing space. All right, gives it a little bit of breathing space for it to hopefully drop. All right. Okay, for it to drop, right? And just going to, let me just try to power through as many requests as possible first, right? Let me power through as many requests as possible. We got gold. Okay, got requests on pound yen, pound yen and Kiwi yen and euro yen, right? Okay, and of course, we had a request on WTI, right? I remember at the start, WTI crude oil, right? This is the important level, right? Let me see on WTI. What did we analyze last week? I think we forecasted WTI. Yeah, WTI was in the middle of nowhere, right? So we did highlight that the key thing to look out for was a break of this level, right? It has broken, right? It has broken this, but for WTI, right? I'm gonna call this the first resistance. I'm gonna call this the pivot, right? So price needs to break out beyond this level to trigger the move up, okay? But remember, price needs to break this level first, right? If it doesn't break this level, you won't be able to see the move up. It's worth noting that Ichimoku cloud, right? It is crossing above the Ichimoku, right? It has crossed above this descending resistance line. So it has that little bit of bullish momentum. It might come up to test this level, but you need it to break this level, this key level over here, right? Big bounce, big reaction, big reaction, big reaction, big reaction, right? It needs to break this level to trigger the move up to the first resistance over here. And this first resistance, if I remember correctly, right, it is just maybe slightly below the 50%, 30 and 50%. Yeah, in between the 30 and 50%, but it's a very nice, it's a very nice overlap, as you can see over here. Okay, really nice overlap. Okay, there we go. Definitely a key level to watch out for, but always wait for the break to happen here first. Okay, now I'm going to power through and go to pound yen, right? Pound yen, what? I don't think we analyzed pound yen last week. We might have. Euro Aussie, all right, Euro Aussie, cat franc pound yen. Oh, actually on pound dollar, we did call the bounce on pound dollar, which actually worked out quite nicely. Right, so I think on pound yen, we were in a channel, right? Pivot, resistance. This doesn't look like a very good call, right? But pound yen, the pivot was here, resistance was here. All right, yeah. So we did manage to catch the bounce from the pivot to the resistance. I still think. I think I looked on the weekly time frame. Yeah, I looked on the weekly time frame for pound yen. Pound yen, the chart looks, in my honest opinion, looks kind of crappy. Yeah, pound yen looks kind of crappy. A little bit harder to forecast this move. Even the daily time frame is a little bit messy, right? There is a little bit of a bottomish kind of pattern over here. What I mean by bottomish, looks like a little bit of a bounce, a little bit bounce, a little bit bounce. So it has cleared this pattern. This was a big resistance and needs to clear. So if it closes strength above here, I still think, right? I still think price will go up, right? So I still maintain pound yen. I still maintain a general bullish bias, right? It's in a nice little ascending channel, right? In an ascending channel is a nice little Ichimoku cloud support over here, right? It looks like it's formed a little bit of a bottomish pattern right at the key support level. It needs to close above this to trigger the move up, right? So we are very accurate in highlighting that this needs to be close, right? You can see price actually have a nice rejection of that level with this wick over here. So yeah, it needs to close above this level to trigger the move up, okay? Mando is asking, is cable gonna bounce up then? Yes, it's a little bit tricky for pound yen because I wouldn't use pound yen as that good a gauge, like in terms of correlation as for pound dollar, right? Because you look at this and you look at pound dollar. I think if you look at GBP USD, look at the same price scale, right? I mean it moves together quite a bit. It spiked down, right? Went down, went up. This part, it started to deviate a bit. It went up really high here, went down. This part went down before going pretty high over there, right? So really with, it's a little bit tricky, right? I mean, generally, I have a bullish bias on pound dollar, because of the word for it is the dollar weakness. I do expect a little bit of a bounce. Technically, guys, right? For those of you guys who are interested, there is something which you can do, right? It's a different form of analysis, right? Different form of analysis, which is called GBP. Shucks, is it a pound basket? Pound basket. GBP index. I don't think we have a good pound index. Usually it's like the DXY, they have the equivalent on the yen and they have the equivalent on the pound. But okay, let's not deviate too far, right? Okay, can we try? Yes, Ron, no, we can't trade on IC markets using TradingView. All right. Cable is a little bit trickier. All right. If you're asking me, Mando, right, among all the different trades, pound, pound slight bullish bias on it. So I wouldn't say it's that much of a gamble. I have a slight bullish bias on pound. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a quick look. Euro yen and Kiwi yen. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look at Euro yen. Okay. Euro yen. Probably not going to look at the Ichimoku. I'm going to zoom out a bit. See if there's any key level. Okay, definitely on Euro yen, I won't try to play the move beyond here. Right, really, really nice key resistance over here. Right, so I'm going to highlight this as the key resistance. Right, so that's the purpose of top-down analysis. Right, you look at the bigger time frame, see what is there across this major overlap resistance. Okay, so it helps us highlight what is the big resistance level that price won't move beyond. Okay, so once I highlight the big resistance levels, once I highlight the big kind of support levels, right, then I'm like, okay, I have used the higher time frame to really help me frame where the scope of my analysis. Then I go into the daily time frame. All right, so I know that, okay, if I was to play a trade on this, I wouldn't play it beyond this first resistance. I wouldn't play it beyond this first support, right? Okay. Now, on the for our Euro yen, I need to train your eyes to really see this, right? But I know you guys can't really see it that clearly, but there is a pretty nice kind of overlap over here. Right? A lot of reactions over here, a lot of reactions over here, a lot of bounces over here. This part's not that nice, right? That part's not that nice, right? So we do expect prices to at least, man, not that great, man, not that great. You'll notice this movement is very similar on pound yen, right? Very, very similar on pound yen, right? You see this little bottomish pattern and then breaks this part over here, right? If you look at euro yen, it's very similar, a very bottomish pattern, and it breaks this part over there. So on euro yen, kind of have a little bit of the same bias, right? We expect it to kind of go up on euro yen. Pretty, I would say not the highest confidence level on this. Not the highest confidence level on this, but this area will be my kind of like my buy zone area, right? To scale into my position to try to play the move up to the first resistance, right? I hope this helps you guys, right? Maggie, right? That's not very nice to say, and because of that, right? I'm not sure what it is, right? Maggie, if I'm helping you guys do 100% hit rate on my analysis, right, from last week to this week, and I'm trying to get as many requests as possible to help everyone be able to call the moves, and you're in here disturbing everyone's helping you with your fundamental analysis, they're explaining everything to you, but you're hounding on us. What I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to kick you from here, right? So I'm going to remove you, right? I'm going to remove you because I don't think it's very nice of the way you've kind of like treated the helpful people here and the helpful analysis that we're giving you guys, right? I haven't seen someone come in and complain about 100% hit rate. I mean, we're not going to get 100% hit rate next week, for this week. I mean, if you do, that's great. We got a big non-farm payroll announcement, right? But yeah, you know, can you imagine, right? Everyone's here helping Maggie, right? And we're trying to like go through as many requests as possible. And you look at it, you know, we're almost at the end of, we have about 2 minutes left, right? And this person is just trying to squeeze an answer out of us, right? It's terrible. There's always one. Last week there was one, right? I remember last week there was, not that I want to hound on it, right? But I think it was default view. Yeah, we had a guy last week, I think. What was his name? Yeah, this guy John, right? John was in here, right? He was complaining so much about our calls being inaccurate and that we are focusing too much on the DXY, and we proved him wrong, right? So yeah, you know, there's always one. There's always one every week. All right. So yeah, market opens in 2 minutes. Right. Okay. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Right. Market opens in 2 minutes. I know 1 minute. Crap. Right. I've powered through all of this. Right. I think Kiwi yen was the last request. Oh man, look at this Kiwi yen trade. Right. It's not the clearest. Right. It's not the clearest. Who's trading Kiwi yen, guys? Who here is trading Kiwi yen? Not that clear. Support level, definitely highlighting this level as a key thing to look out for. Resistance level, probably about here. That's probably what I can highlight for Kiwi yen, right? That's probably what I can highlight for Kiwi yen. Probably a little bit of a bullish kind of bullish channel, as you can see over here. A little bit of a bullish channel over here, right? Support level, right? It's a little bit clearer on the weekly time frame. Look at the Ichimoku cloud, a little bit of a support over here too. Right, yeah, a little bit of support over here, right? So those who are trading Kiwi yen for the next few weeks, right, we could see a continued push up over here, right? So Kiwi yen really nice over here, really nice. I'm going to use this as a dotted support level. Sorry, not dotted red, but rather dotted green. Right, dotted green level over here. Yeah, so this could be the buy zone for Kiwi yen. Looking to play the move up to 87.55. Mando, okay, Mando, if you don't know what to do about cable, get out, right? So remember, in trading, it's about making money, Yeah, you're not there to trade pound. You're there to trade to make money. You're not there to trade pound to make money. You're there to just trade and make money, right? If a move is not as clear, right? If analysis is not as clear, right? If you're not as confident about pound, then there are better trading setups that you can look at, and then can hone the probability in your favor, right? Never try to trade an instrument just for the sake of trading an instrument. If something's not clear, right, try to stay out from it. Yeah. Okay. Right, Frank, if there is time. All right, I try to take a look at Galaxy Productions. That's right. Yeah, sometimes people don't really know the correlations. But yeah, for those of you guys who attended the correlations, thank you very much, Imad. Let me see if I got a quick look at Frank Yen. Sorry, this is Cat Frank. Okay, yeah, actually, Cat Frank last week we made a really cool call on the resistance. We said watch out for this level. It needs to break this level. Trigger to move up, and it actually managed to hold very nicely below that level. So we're quite accurate on that. Cat Yen, man. Oh man, I don't even have Cat Yen on my charts here. Oh yeah, I do actually. I do have. Is it Cat Yen or Cat? Oh, Frank Yen. Sorry, Frank Yen. I don't have Frank Yen. Let me see if I can take a quick look. Oh man, it looks terrible. No worries, J Plus, right? Yeah. Frank Yen. Okay, Frank Yen is not all that bad, right? All that bad. Really nice overlap over here. For those of you guys who can see it, over here, very, very nice overlap. All right, very nice overlap, kind of support. Right, very nice overlap support over here. I mean, general bullish bias, really nice bullish momentum pushing prices up, right? Of course, there's a big resistance over here, a big support over here. Weekly time frame. See, this is why you need to really stretch back and see where the levels are, right? This is a very, very big support level from the past, right? So price did, I call it pullback support. So price did obey it pretty well. So this is a nice support level, nice level over here, right? If you manage to cross, I have a slight bias that we should be able to see maybe, right, prices kind of inch up towards the 150.10 level, right? Imad, no worries, right? Thanks for tuning in, right? Okay, right, go and lock it in, I think. Right, good stuff, good, right? Yeah, I guess let me smash the like button, guys. Really help me, I think next week when we sit down at the same time, same place, we're going to do a quick review, make sure hopefully a good amount of our trades work out nicely. Have a good amount of our trades work out nicely. For those of you guys who want to know a little bit more about the non-farm payroll, right, that's happening this Friday, right? A few things that we want to watch out for is let me just see. Nothing much actually, right? Where is it? Where did my thing go? Yeah, I think on Friday, right? The key things to watch out for, right? First one is this, for yen, right? The first one that we definitely want to watch out for is the monetary policy statement, right? It kind of gives the same thing, into the Bank of Japan's. It gives you insight into the Bank of Japan's monetary policy stance, right? So if there's sustained dovishness, for the person who who was asking about dovishness and hawkishness, right? If there's sustained dovishness, we should see the yen weaken. Okay, that's the first thing that you want to take note of. Dovish and hawkish people were kind enough in this session to explain to you, so you should know what it means. Okay, pound, the one that we want to watch out for is this one, right? Okay, so I know it's kind of forecasted at 0. Where is it? It forecasted at 0.1%, right? So it kind of the GDP, right? For those who don't know, right, it kind of measures the UK's economic growth. If prices really hit this level, 0.1%, we should expect pound to at least strengthen for a bit of time. So I know it's towards the end of the week, but yeah, for those pound bulls, right, those that bounce on pound yen, that bounce on pound dollar that we're looking at, it could give us that little bit of momentum to push prices up. All right. average hourly earnings along with the non-farm payroll and the unemployment rates. These are the important ones to kind of take a look out for. All right, to kind of watch out for. Very, very hard for me to forecast, right? And I'm upfront telling you guys that yeah, it's not easy to forecast the non-farm payroll, right? And these readings over here, right? So if you were trading on the 1 hour chart or anything below the 1 hour chart, this will greatly affect you, right? But if you're trading the 4 hour chart and the 1 day time frame, this won't affect you that much. So remember this Friday, this news announcement gonna cause a lot of volatility. So if you're scalping, if you're day trading, you might want to get out of the position before price weeks you out, right? But these are what I call known unknowns. You know it's coming, but it's an unknown outcome. Okay, very important. You know it's coming, but it's an unknown outcome. And it's usually these things that will really mess with your trading strategy, because you can get all the levels right. You can get the perfect technical analysis, but this kind of news events, especially on a small time frame, might just weak you out, might cause you to, what's the word for it? Might throw your analysis off track, right? So just remember to take a note of that. Okay, guys? Now, all right, so let's see. Galaxy, right? I'm just going to show you really quickly DXY. We're expecting a reversal on DXY. Thank you very much, Rhino. All right, thank you, David. Thank you, Watson. Right, thank you guys for tuning in. Right, thank you, Angel. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in at this time, wherever you guys are tuning in from. Angel, are you tuning in from Switzerland? I can't really remember. Right, JPlus, right? I will timestamp the charts. Right, if you can help me with that, that'd be great too. Right, yeah, power speaking in 2 days. David, never trade non-farm payrolls. Right, I kind of stay safe. I want to keep my money that I made on Friday. Right, so yeah, I'll kind of stay a little bit safe, right? We wish Paul all the best for his phase 2. Right, I think with our pre-market analysis last week, I mentioned pass phase 1. Hopefully, you'll be able to pass phase 2 this week. Take it slow, right? Matt Maniac, thank you very much, right? Thank you for tuning in. Mando, Ifiani, Robert, right? Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, trade safe, right? Catch Cassandra in 12 hours as she covers the markets live with you guys. Remember, check the blog for the daily technicals and fundamentals that I will share with you guys throughout the week. Technicals, I go into the 4 hours on how it can be a little bit more actionable. Okay, time to sleep in Switzerland. Actually, in Singapore, it's time to sleep too. I'm going to try to catch maybe 1.5 or 2 hours of sleep before I hit the get back to work. Right. Thank you, Galaxy Productions. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, David. Right. Good stuff, guys. Keep us updated, Paul. Right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Stay safe, trade safe, peace out. Right. Enjoyed having you guys here. Catch you guys next week. Right. And for those of you who know where to catch me, you know where to catch me. All right. See you guys, man. Cheers. Bye bye. See you guys.